Hey founders, welcome to Joistic AI. My name is Rohit and today I'm going to show you 6 MCPs that I've been using for the past week. We'll see how these MCPs improved my workflow and uh, did it even increase the productivity, like the overall productivity of my workflow. So before we jump in, let's quickly see what is MCP, how does it help, where do we find these MCPs. So what is MCP? Model Context Protocol. It's ideally a way for your LLMs to talk with external tools. So it's think of it as like giving your AI assistant better access to external apps and data, so you can act more like an agent. Uh, in the background, ideally REST APIs have been called with third-party services, or there is another LLM agent that is giving the input. But it's a more secure way for connecting your LLM apps to uh, third-party tools. So how does it help? We are seeing MCPs pop up everywhere on Twitter, LinkedIn, and it feels like a new hype in the AI trend. But let's see how it actually helps. Let's take a scenario to understand this better. Let's say you're building a web app on Cursor, and let's say if you ran into some issue in your console, uh, the current way is to get that, maybe copy that code, the error, and then give it to Cursor. But this doesn't feel that agentic in this whole age of AI, right? This is where browser tools MCP come in. It lets your cursor take screenshots, it lets it read console logs, so you no longer have to copy and paste it to the cursor prompt. This seems a very small use case, but if we see it at scale, there could be tools that help us a lot, and that's why MCP as a future for LLMs is looking very promising, and it's there are many opportunities that could be explored. So where do you find these MCPs? So I'll just quickly show you some websites. So Cursor or Directory has a listing of MCPs. There are many new MCPs that have been added, but all of these have been are being developed by individual developers, some teams. So always be vigilant when you um, install or use these MCPs. There is Smithery, where you could find the popular MCPs that people are using. Now let's see the 6 MCPs that I have been using for the past 1 week. So I'll just show you my cursor panel. So browser tools lets cursor read the console log. It lets cursor take screenshots. It also lets cursor know what item is selected in the browser. So let's say if you want to target a specific item for UI modification, we can use browser tools for that. This was not possible before MCPs. You would have to tell cursor exactly where the UI element is and how do you want to modify it. But now with browser tools, you can just inspect that element and cursor would know that the particular element is selected in the browser. So this capability of cursor knowing what is happening on browser is in itself a huge uh, productivity boost. The second that I've been using is sequential thinking. This is mainly for complex logics. Magic is something that I explored recently. Magic is an UI agent from 21st.dev. Uh, we could give it a prompt and then it gives you a UI layout. I've seen some issues working with this, but all the MCPs are new and still being developed. Brave search I mainly use for cursor to give more local and updated knowledge via web search. Task manager, I've been using it mainly to make it more autonomous. So let's say if I'm giving it a step of let's say 5 or 10 tasks, I want the LLM to be very specific and complete those tasks one at a time, and that's where task manager is helping me. Figma MCP is something that I've been uh, exploring very recently. So I always had this issue with converting Figma designs to the actual UI with Cursor. So the way before this was to take a screenshot of the Figma screen and then give it to Cursor and have Cursor build it. But I always felt that a cursor not having the exact values and let's say color values or margin padding values doesn't let it create the UI very perfectly. So I felt that this MCP would be a great addition to the flow where it gets the Figma data. So I'll just quickly show you how this works. If you go to Figma, let's say if I want to implement this about us page, I copy this high level node and then I copy the link to it, selection, copy the link to the selection, and then I directly give it to Cursor and say I want to build, let's say, about us section with this components. uh, I thought it would do a more better job at converting the UI because it had all the elements. But I'll show you the results that I've got. So yeah, so this was the result that I got from the MCP when gave it a link, and this is the result that I got when I gave it a screenshot. So uh, both of them looks pretty good. It has matched the overall theme, but still there is not that exact match that we would want uh, in an ideal scenario for the Figma to be replicated as it is in the browser. So um, but yeah, there are improvements that are happening. There are many new tools that have been coming up, and I honestly feel that the overall productivity will be increasing a lot more going forward. And uh, and this is a very big opportunity. If you have your own tools, or if you are using some tools in your existing workflow, then you must explore MCPs, pre-made MCPs, or maybe make your own MCPs to work with those tools and improve the workflow. So let us know if you like this kind of content, and if you'd like to see more videos on how to actually develop MCPs or any other new MCPs that have been launched. And yeah, if you like the video, subscribe to Joistic AI, and we'll keep posting content like this.